Welcome investors! Today I'll be talking about two things, about two of your comments. First comment was made by Sitting Duck and he's asking me why energy fuels is so special to me. Okay, so that's the first thing, and then second thing we're gonna be talking about a comment made by Asim Investment, and he says that the Russia won't touch the Ukraine. Okay, so why energy fuel is so special? First, it is a leading producer of uranium and vanadium in United States. Second reason, it is emerging player in rare earth minerals. Third reason, has a more production capacity, licensed mines, processing facilities, in-ground uranium resources than any other mines in United States. Reason number 4, it is the only one company in United States to license and process the uranium in White Mesa Mill. And reason number 5, rising tensions between US, Russia will impact uranium prices. Basically, what's gonna happen, the uranium coming from Russia is gonna be cut and Western countries are gonna be buying from Western producers like Energy Fuels, Chemical. Okay, so that is 5 reasons why Energy Fuels is so special. Now the second comment, which was made by Asim Investment, he says that the Russia will not touch the Ukraine. It already happened in 2014 when Russia annexed Crimea. It is a process, it is a plan which is already put in motion. So this, what we see right now, these are the results of actions from past 6-7 years. So Russia already touched the Ukraine and it will invade somehow the Ukraine on the smaller scale or bigger scale. Why do I think like this? Because these 100 or 150,000 troops which are massed on the border of Ukraine are not going home. Because if they go home, then Putin is going to look like a weak leader. And this is the last thing which he would like to be perceived as. Have you ever seen Putin, picture of the Vladimir Putin crying or being vulnerable or showing him somehow in the weak position? No. You always see the picture of him running on the horse or testing new weapons or on some kind of military grounds, checking new equipment. This is the guy which wants to show that he's strong and he's holding firmly the power. He's not the guy who is going to send those troops back home, because he will look like a weak, vulnerable leader. So invasion on Ukraine is inevitable. The question is how it's gonna look, because already we have some kind of proxy attacks, attacking the internet websites of Ukraine, attacking by diversion, setting the people within the eastern part of the Ukraine, destabilizing the parts. Already Russia took around 7.2% of the Ukrainian territory, where you have the Luhansk and another province. This part are taken by Russia, and there is Russian troops over there without any marks. So there is already going on the proxy war. But this big buildup of troops on the border of Ukraine put also Putin in the position that he will have to invade. He will have to do this. He put himself into the position that he will have to do a big move. Otherwise, like I said earlier, he's gonna look weak. and this is the last thing in the world which he would like to look like. So within next, I would say, month or two, when right now we have Olympics, a couple days ago we have the Putin shaking hands with Chinese president to kind of strengthen the Chinese-Russian alliance. There will be invasion of Ukraine. Possibly Putin was expecting, maybe if he massed the troops, NATO and Ukraine will back off. So maybe he was thinking that maybe we can avoid any conflicts. But right now, as you can see, US is sending some troops. It's marginal. It's like a couple thousand troops, which means nothing, but it is a sign of support. And also NATO is sending more troops towards the eastern part of Europe. So Putin is forced to invade on the smaller scale. That's what I think, because you have to realize that 150, even 200,000 troops is not enough to invade entire Ukraine and control this territory. So this amount of troops which Putin brought towards the Ukraine, it's enough to take just a part of the Ukraine, where they already are Russian diversants, I would call them. Okay, so it is inevitable. And the statement that Russia won't touch the Ukraine, I deeply disagree, because like I said, they already touched the Ukraine, and now there is going to be a small process, not a small, but there will be a continuation of the process which was put in motion some years ago. And another interesting thing which I would like to mention is that Russia cannot be an authoritarian country for many years to come in the future if the Ukraine is the free country. So the reason why Putin is trying to squash the small Ukraine is because he doesn't want on his backyard free country, free economy. Because like I said in my previous video, people in Russia would like to be free too. And that's obviously a danger for Putin authoritarian ruling and for all his small circle of people who are benefiting at the cost of entire nation, entire Russian nation. So that is my take. I will also put the link to very interesting information about the Russian invasion onto Ukraine, which is from Ukrainian Foreign Affairs Ministry. So check this link, it's in the description. It shows kind of step by step that this what we see right now, it is the result of like I said, actions put into the motion years ago by Putin. And right now, after more than 20 years at the power, Putin just slowly is starting to realize that he didn't achieve anything. He didn't rebuild Soviet Union, and his tenure is kind of going to end. Eventually, he will have to give up the power. So right now, what he's trying to do, he's trying to kind of bring his position to kind of like be perceived as a stronger leader, and he wants to lay ground for the future person who is gonna take over from him, and he wants to make sure that he will not be touched. The same like his predecessor Yeltsin gave up power to Putin but he gave up by the assurance that no one is going to prosecute him. No one is going to chase him and all this money which he stole. So Putin is the guy very well aware of the situation, and he knows that he's getting older and his time is running out, and he knows that he didn't rebuild and he will not rebuild Soviet Union because let's be honest, none of those republics want to go back to Russia. For what? To support them? Absolutely not. So Putin did a major mistake during these 20 years by not rebuilding Russian economy. Because if he rebuilt the Russian economy, those republics, Ukraine, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, they would love to join the Russia and go back and create the Soviet Union, because there would be a great situation over there, there would be prosperity. Who doesn't want to be around a country which is doing extremely well? Instead of this, we have country in decline, population in decline, economy in crumbles, just natural resources holding Russia in one place together, which is pretty sad, because Putin could have done much more for Russia, could have done, but his time is running out and he knows this very well. And that's why I think all this commotion around the Ukraine is the result of his thinking. Is the result of his thinking that his time is running out, his plan for rebuilding the Soviet Union didn't work. Because let's be honest, you cannot rebuild the country if the country is weak and it's declining and you're keeping people like the dogs on the leash, and most of their resources and all power is held in one place. And I don't want you to think that I am the big believer in Western democracies, that this is the best system, much better than the Putin's authoritarian. Western democracies have many disadvantages, but I just want to point to one advantage. The advantage of Western democracies is that we have every couple years change in the government. We have every couple years change in the leadership. For example, in US we had Donald Trump, who hated immigrants, who wanted to build a wall. Terrible thing. But on another side, he did good things for economy. He jump-started US economy. But you know what? His time came to the end. People voted him out. Now we have the guy who loves the immigrants. Open the borders. Everybody is coming in. I'm the immigrant too. I kind of feel for those people. It should be more organized, should be more orderly. I came to this country through the legal point of entry. It should be more organized situation on the southern border. On another side, the economy under his rule, under the Biden right now, doesn't look so bad, right? Doesn't look so good, I would say, right now. Plus, so much money, so many handouts, not a great idea. Many people not happy. What's gonna happen? Most likely within next 2.5 years, he's gonna be voted out. There's gonna be someone else. That's the advantage of Western democracies. That you had the Trump, now you have the Biden, and then who knows, someone else is going to be. Of course, the politics is a dirty business. Dirty business. Politicians are many times liars, and I'm trying to stay away from the politics. But just want to give you the perspective. In Russia, you have one guy for more than 22 years. No change. No change, no different thinking, no fresh thinking, all the time the same guy. Is it good? I don't think so. I prefer this crappy, I shouldn't say crappy, but I would say this rotten American system with the guys changing, bringing some bad things, bringing some good things, but overall building the country. Instead of over there having the same stagnant guy for 23 almost years. And doing what? Doing nothing for economy, doing nothing for the people. That is my take, and that is my advantage. That is, in my view, the advantage of Western economies. That they have rotation. They have rotation at the power. There is a transfer of power, where at the same time in Russia there is no transfer of power until the guy is assassinated or I don't know, dies from natural causes. Okay, thank you so much for watching this video. If you have any comments or questions, please post them under this video. Please let me know, what do you think about energy fuels? Do you really share my view that this is a special company, or maybe you think that energy fuel is going to go down and I will lose all my money? And the same about the Ukraine. Do you think that there is going to be some invasion of the Ukraine, or you think that the Russia won't touch the Ukraine at all, and the Russia will be scared of the NATO building up the troops on the eastern part of Europe? Please let me know about this. I would love to know your comments. Thank you again for watching this video. If you like the video, give me a thumb up, share the video, and of course subscribe to the channel. Thanks again. Have a great day.